What's going on, champs and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and now that I've had a lot of time to actually go ahead and experience everything that there is to experience in Modern Warfare Zombies, for the most part, except for Tier 3 zones, right? I accidentally dipped into one, and I instantly dipped out of there, because let me tell you, being a solo player in a Tier 3 zone with a Pack-a-Punch 2 weapon is a death sentence. You are going to die, you're just going to get eviscerated whether you like it or not. It is scary, and that is all I'm going to leave it at. So I wanted to make today's video to kind of talk about my experience as a solo player, and talk about if the game is feasible to play in the solo game mode, right? You know, there isn't really a solo option. You can't pause the game or anything else. It's all live service zombies experience, but is it still something where you're able to go around and survive regardless of how you're playing? In my personal opinion, yes. I mean, I've been playing solo still. You know, I play duos maybe every once in a while. You can have a squad of up to 6, but I don't really know how to actually activate that menu to invite nearby players. But in terms of just playing how I've been playing, it has been an interesting experience to say the very least, and it has been something that I've learned that, hey, you know, if you want to go and start playing it, definitely Tier 1 zone is something you're going to be doing early on. You're going to be able to run around and enjoy, but if you want to start doing Tier 2 zones, and God forbid Tier 3, I mean, I've been playing a lot, and I still refuse to go to a Tier 3 zone because that is scary, then you're going to want to make sure that you're really prepared to go in there and instantly, like, pack-a-punch a weapon or something, right? Because, for example, whenever it came to Tier 2 zones, soloing those, I basically required myself to go ahead and have certain things, right? I required myself to have a Pack-a-Punch 1 weapon, like I have right here, and enough points, which was 10,000, in order to get the secondary Pack-a-Punch so that I could go ahead and make sure I had a Tier 2 weapon going into the Tier 2 zone. Because if you go into a Tier 2 zone with a Pack-a-Punch 1 weapon, you'll do some damage, you're going to be able to get some eliminations and everything, but it's not going to be the best experience. However, you go in there with a Tier 2 weapon, right, by actually bobbing and weaving your way over to the Pack-a-Punch machine, upgrading it, as long as you're aiming for the heads of enemies, you'll be solid, right? You'll be able to get some easy eliminations. You won't have to worry about it too much, and you're going to be able to go ahead and continue playing, leveling up, and getting all the loot you need without having too much to worry about in the solo zone, right? Now, in my personal opinion, I refuse to go ahead and go to the Tier 3 zone. The reason I say that is because of how everything is handled. I mean, you know, Tier 3 sounds alright in its own sense. It's like, okay, that was just another zone, mishmash, you know, who cares too much about it, right? But when you go into there, you are just going to be eviscerated by everything. There's going to be a lot of boss enemies coming your way. There's mega abominations and stuff. There's a lot just going on there, right? And as a solo player, it really does not feel like a solo zone. Now, I haven't been able to do a Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch, but I assume if you do that, maybe it'll be more easy to handle in the solo zone area or whatever else for Tier 3. But at the same time, it is scary, right? And I've been putting a little bit of a grind into the game, especially with everything going on. You know, there's definitely been some grinds happening here and there, you know, a lot of loot being lost, me restarting the game, try to get my loot back and everything. And throughout all of my grinding, I accidentally entered the Tier 3 zone once, instantly booked it out. When I realized what I was in, when I realized what the zombies were, I was like, nope. Get me out of there, because like I feel like, you know, the Pack-a-Punch machine is probably like 20,000 points or something like that. You're going to need a lot of points, and it's something that I am not prepared for. I am just like, you know what? I got my medium rucksack. I got myself a few perks here and there. I'm just going to exfil, right? It is something that you want to make sure you're prepared for ahead of time. You want to have like a rarity weapon. You want to be able to upgrade that from the split frame one that you end up in the zone, right? I feel that's something you just have to do in order for it to be something that is, you know, just a pleasant experience you can enjoy. Because if you're just trying to go in there just by yourself off rip with even like a Pack-a-Punch 2 weapon, you're not going to have that easy of a time. And like I'm not going to have that easy of a time deciding to go over here to a military camp when I was not prepared for this at all, because I didn't realize that I was this close to it. But at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, being a solo player, you can go ahead and unlock craftable schematics from Tier 2. Of course, you know, maybe they're a little bit more rare than in the Tier 3 zone from completing contracts, but doing contracts is your main gameplay loop, and I feel that unless you're trying to do like an Easter egg solo or something, you don't need to be in Tier 3, right? Maybe it's good. I don't know, you know, I haven't really had the full Tier 3 experience personally, but I can't think that it's that good enough to the point where you would go ahead and risk everything, risk all your loot, risk all the other stuff, when you can also get those schematics and everything else you need from the Tier 2 zones as they are. I don't know if you can get them from Tier 1 because I haven't got any from Tier 1, 1, but I do know in tier 2 zones you're able to actually go ahead and get perk schematics, for example. The only thing I've heard being tier 3 only as far as right now, unless, you know, it's just a super rare chance in tier 1, is the whole entire system of a ray gun schematic, right? But at the same time, you know, a ray gun's cool and all, but, you know, if you really think about it, do you want to go ahead and craft a ray gun that has a 48-hour cooldown on it? In my personal opinion, it might just be better to say screw it and, you know, just go ahead and enjoy whatever weapons you have that you can level up and get camos on, instead of being like, okay, you know, we got to go ahead and mark up everything so we can get the ray gun, right? You don't really need to worry about that too much. But maybe that's just me being scared to go full solo into the tier 3 zone. Maybe in the future, as I start getting more and more looted up, you know, prepared for everything going on, I will be able to handle a tier 3 zone, but definitely it's not something that you will be doing very early on as a solo player. And if you're a solo player, I definitely feel like your main focus is going to be more on the tier 1 and tier 2 zone areas, right? I don't think you're going to have too much of a focus over there on tier 3, just because of how chaotic it can get really, really quickly and how scary it is, right? You know, you have, oh my god, hi! Oh, how is he just standing there? Oh, okay, well, yeah, you kind of get the point of the video, right? You know, it's like, hey, stay away from tier 3, go ahead, stay in the tier 2 zones, stay in the tier 1, you know, maybe if you want to go tier 3, wait until you've gone ahead and looted up a lot, wait until you've been able to achieve, you know, like a large rucksack, all this type of stuff, craftable perks and everything, so if you do lose all your progress, you're not really losing too much progress, right? Make sure that whatever you're going in with, if you think that you're ready to go to that area, is nothing that you're too worried about permanently losing and having to regrind for. Because if you're fine with losing whatever it is you've got, then I would say go for it. You know, go to tier 3 zone all day, baby. Go ahead, try doing the contracts, get the ray gun schematic, all that type of stuff. But if you're a solo player just trying to earn some easy unlocks and everything, I would say wait, you know, just cool it down for a little bit. You can go to those zones eventually, but at least for right now, Timmy, just go ahead, go to your tier 1. Go to your tier 2. That's all you got to worry about, right? You don't have to worry about all these other things. Go ahead and do your contracts, do your bounty contracts in tier 1, get all your ammo, get all your perks and all the type of stuff up very early on, so that when it comes time to go to tier 2, you can go ahead and, you know, go into that zone, instantly get yourself a Pack-a-Punch 2 weapon and enjoy all the type of stuff, but maybe stick away from the tier. There's still mercenaries over here? I mean, all right, whatever. I was not wait, what? Why do we just have more what is going on here? Is this a convoy? Wait, okay, so, you know, my game's lagging a little bit here. I might have to actually cut the video short so I can do this, because this is actually one of my challenges. But, you know, make sure to focus on your challenges and stuff as well, right? Because there are some nice rewards, you know, some actual schematics and things you can get for, oh my god, what was that? I don't even know. But some nice schematics and stuff you can get from weapons just by playing and doing the little challenges that they give you. And it is something that I feel will be nice. You know, I definitely think in generalized, you know, versions of stuff, me trying to say stuff, you know, in proper wording or whatever without being distracted by the game, this is a fun experience. It is something that you can play solo, you know, to kind of summarize the whole video, summarize all the little hops around of the topics I was talking about. You just need to make sure to not play too risky, right? In my opinion, if you want to play risky, you know, go ahead. However, don't be shocked when you lose a lot of your stuff, because you will lose stuff. Like, that's practically a guarantee I'm going to give you. The servers will either crash or something else will happen here and there, and you will lose some progress. But if you go in tier 3 zone very early on, you definitely, without a doubt, are also going to lose some of that progress as well, and you're just kind of be in a situation where it's like, welp, that happened. Also, what is going on here? I literally can't find the spinal dude at all. It's like, is he under the vehicle? I don't know. But with that said, I'm going to figure out in my, oh, hey, how's it going? All right, you know what? That is exactly what we needed, I'm pretty sure. Did we? Yeah, we got the key card I needed. All right, now I know what I'm doing today. So I will catch the champs and champions a little bit later with another YouTube video. Oh. I didn't even do the stronghold. I just grabbed the key card. I mean, okay, you know what? I'm fine with a little bit of a glitch, but that kind of ruined what I was hyped for, so I guess that's whatever. Until next time, peace out.